Welcome to the Be Conscious Podcast, the show that brings you enlightened perspectives on the frequency of money, life's many challenges, and those heavy feelings that may be holding you back from living your best life. And now your host, Dr. Susan Nicholas.
Hello, and welcome to the Be Conscious Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Susan Nicholas. I want to begin by telling you a bit about myself and why I started the Human Consciousness Consortium and what you can expect from the Be Conscious Podcast. I am a physician and surgeon, but in 2012, I experienced my conscious awakening with the ability to travel out of my body into faraway dimensions. You see, I used to be a profoundly sad person who wished no longer to exist. But since my awakening, I have transitioned my life into soul healing work. I am now a telepathic medical intuitive, a life transformation guide, and a quantum energy healer. I'm an international speaker and a TEDx presenter on money consciousness, overcoming generational poverty. As the founder of the Human Consciousness Consortium Publishing, I am the author of The Duality of Being, Perspectives from Multidimensional Travel, and an illustrated conscious children's book series. Two Parts of Me, I Am More Than My Body is the first in the series, and the second book is entitled The Death of Cupcake, A Child's Experience with Loss. The third book in my conscious children's series is entitled Poor Max, Breaks the Cycle of Generational Poverty. My diverse work has a common thread to awaken humanity to consciousness. My works and perspectives have been featured in Yahoo Finance, Sway Media, Thrive Global, The Native Influence, Authority Magazine, Conscious Life Journal, Fox News, NBC8 Ask the Doctor, TEDx, Forbes Books Radio, and the Associated Press. I am also a frequent guest podcaster for national medical and business influencers. Now, Season 1 of the Be Conscious podcast will be a solo cast. However, in Season 2, I will begin hosting my own guests to share with you their various perspectives on life in an effort to transform and ultimately heal what holds us back from fulfilling our dreams. What can you expect from the Be Conscious podcast? Stay with me.
Like what you're hearing so far, make sure you never miss a show by clicking the subscribe button now. How would you describe your relationship with money? Did you ever imagine that your deepest feelings and beliefs about money could be preventing you from acquiring all the wealth that you desire? Click the link below in the show notes to learn more about Dr. Nicholas's highly sought-after Frequency of Money program to positively transform your relationship with money. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. Thank you for your support. Now, back to the show.
Let's talk about what you can expect from the Be Conscious podcast. New episodes will be released each Wednesday. On the podcast, I will share insights on life and loss, on money to break cycles of generational poverty, and on relationships, those with others and ourselves. And of course, the energy of everything. To be clear, this is a healing broadcast. On this podcast, we will address and transform real issues that may be holding you back from living your best life. Sometimes we'll laugh, and sometimes we'll cry. But the Be Conscious podcast promises to always be transformative. We will delve into our heaviest emotions, feelings, and beliefs, those that are beckoning to be heard and finally released. We will dissect worldly constructs, some of which no longer serve us, to aid in the ascension of our shared planet and ourselves. Now, if you know anything about me, you likely know that I speak quite a bit about money. This is because overcoming the mindset and belief systems that keep millions upon millions living paycheck to paycheck, or even in cycles of generational poverty, is very close to my heart. Before my awakening, like many, I was working extremely hard to pay bills. But I couldn't for the life of me imagine, in all the complexity that is us, in the magnificence of the world that we live in, that we are born into these pretty fantastic bodies, only to work to pay bills, that we are enduring these embodiments just to survive them. Of all of the worldly constructs I began to understand through my spiritual awakening, the most difficult construct for me to overcome was the money construct, to break my own cycle of generational poverty. And we're going to talk a lot more about what that means in upcoming episodes. The Be Conscious podcast will take you on an introspective journey into conscious awareness. Stay tuned.
Thanks for listening to the Be Conscious podcast with author, TEDx international speaker, and conscious coach, Dr. Susan Nicholas. Be sure to connect with her to stay up to date with her latest news and works. Learn more about her conscious speaking platform at susannicholas.org/speaking. Stay tuned for the next thought-provoking episode. And whether you are coming or going, looking inside or out, remember to be conscious.